this election, include myself. I helped Regina out a lot in her campaign, and just kind of going back to who the young lady spoke about in that video, Mr. Wallace, who you relayed to. If that's Derek Wallace, he has played a significant part in the background of SHAN Rose funding a lot of black ops stuff, and it just makes sense. I'm surprised he would show up on the scene with Kaplan and actually be there filming. These guys, just like you're saying, I don't know if they're amateurs or they're just imbeciles. They just did. They do a lot of. They really do a lot of stupid things, and to actually show up. Derek Wallace. I've seen him a couple of times. He's always in the background of SHAN. When SHAN's paying for things that are not on her campaign treasury report, Derek Wallace is the one, that's funding a lot of his stuff. And what his interest is, I don't really know. He's been in the construction business. He donates to her campaign, and people in his company
that's the construction company I've seen on the on some of the literature, maybe even on this thing right here. Let me see. It was one of these comedy shows. Was part. This is a construction company on there. It was associated with her campaign. Now this is the photo I showed her. These are the photos I showed her. She said, "This is the guy who was holding the phone." Who's that guy?
Oh no! This is SHAN Rose. That's SHAN Rose assistant.
Okay, so
that's her aide.
I don't know these people, so I'll probably give her the wrong name.
Is his last name Wallace?
I'm not sure.
His name.
That's how it came to me.
Oh, this is her aide.
Yeah, this is who's holding the camera. There you go. Hold
on.
This guy right here. First, she described him to me. So when she described it to me, I went and grabbed some pictures. And she said a kind of fat guy with glasses.
This is SHAN Rose's aide.
What's his name?
I'll get his name. His name starts with a D. I'm almost sure. I got to go do some backstage stuff. Yeah,
I was told that it was anybody know this guy's name?
This SHAN Rose's aide, I think. I'm almost sure that's him. What's SHAN Rose's aide name?
I think it's Don Wallace.
Don. What's his name? Don. Isn't this him here? I'm not trying to get you in the picture. That's him now? Yeah, that's Don, ain't it? Yeah, that's SHAN Rose's aide, Don. Don was there filming.
This is the guy who she said filmed the interview. I showed her the picture because first she described it to me. See, I spoke to her on the phone, and I told her I wanted to meet up with her. And I asked her some of these questions in advance. And I asked about who was filming. She said a white guy. I already pretty much knew who that was. And she said a black guy was holding the camera. And I said, oh, hold on, black guy. I said, describe the black guy to me. She described him. And through my investigative research, I decided to go if I could find a fat guy with glasses in SHAN Rose's picture. I found this picture. So
yeah, that's
I showed her the picture and said, was this the guy? I showed her these 3 photos.
And she said that was him?
Yeah, and I showed her the video of Kaplan walking out of the court that day of the hearing. She said that's the guy. She said, yeah, hell, I can even hit play on the video. She looked and said, yeah, that's the white guy. And then when I showed the picture of him, she kind of looked and just said, yeah, that's him. The black guy. She said, that's the black guy that was holding the camera.
Yeah, that's SHAN Rose's aide, Don. There's a video. If you go look on Regina's page, there's a Regina caught him handing out campaign literature at a function. I don't know, it was maybe a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you remember that? Well, he
Yeah.
was. Remember when Regina said, "You handing out campaign literature?" And he said, "No." And then Regina asked the lady at the table, and the lady said, "Yes, he did. He gave it to us." Well, that's him there. That's Dawn. That's
Yeah.
her age.
So yeah, I misspoke. Did I say Don or did I say Derek? Hold on, let me.
What? No, you said his last name was Wallace.
Yeah, let
And
me
so
let me
that's
just say that again.
is that Don's last name? Oh, that's his last name, Wallace.
Hold on, let me just replay this video for those. All right, we're recording now. Have David Stone here. Have I given you any money or anything today?
No.
You came here on your own fruition.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now let me ask you. The video in question. Were you paid to do that video?
The one at the park?
Yes.
Yes, I was.
And who paid you?
The white guy, the one that was asking all the questions.
Was the white guy I showed you in the video that I pointed out was Doug Kaplan?
Yes, it was.
And who was filming?
It was a black guy.
Describe the black guy.
Short, kind of heavy set, glasses.
And I showed that picture of Mr. Wallace. Is that like the guy who held the camera?
That was.
Okay. Now go ahead and explain how that situation. Well, I just want to talk about payment right now. Explain how the payment situation went with that.
It was cash, and it was given to my mom. This is first how I got to meet with these people through my bio mom.
Mm-hmm.
We met at a park, and like I said, I knew anything of it. But he gave my mom some money, slipped it in her hand after the interview as they were walking to the car.
Okay, and then what your mom then paid you?
Yeah, she gave me what she wanted to give me.
Okay, so you don't know how much they paid your mom.
I really don't know.
And your mom is the one who set up the video with Doug Kaplan and Mr. Wallace.
Yes, the meeting. She arranged it.
And after the video was filmed, they passed the money to your mom, and she gave you whatever she saw fit to give you out of the money.
Yes.
So you have no idea of the dollar amount.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. All right, there y'all go. So I said Mr. Wallace. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there it is. That his last name Wallace.
Don Wallace. And if he was there, that's the same thing as SHAN Rose being there.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's SHAN Rose aide.
And again, those 3 photos are the one I actually showed the 2 first. I showed the 3rd one after because I didn't want to associate it with SHAN Rose. And she wasn't even aware who SHAN Rose was. She was that lost. Like she had no idea, who SHAN Rose was. She was just saying that this guy came with her mom with a white guy and filmed the video, and later they would pass the money through the mom. You know what I'm saying? I showed this one later.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first one I showed her. That's when she identified him. And I was like, is this him again? She said, yeah, that's him. You know what I mean? So it was clear that she identified him as the person holding the camera while she was being questioned, and she got paid. And she also implied that she never saw the video and that she was not trying to imply that Regina stole her house. They said that they just want her to tell her story. She said she didn't have no idea that it would look that bad or whatever, So like I said, she didn't seem like she was a friend of Regina's, but she did say that she was, like they were trying to, as we saw, he cut the video, they were trying to push her into to say different things. But like I said, she wasn't trying to say that as she did on the camera when she said, oh, does Regina Hill brother stay there? She said, no. You know what I mean? So they, she didn't really know what was going on, Like I said, she was homeless. She not into politics. You know what I mean? She knew Regina back then. Probably don't even know what the hell she got going on today. Loosely, maybe. I don't know. But she definitely was not, she didn't know what was going on. All she knows is that I'm going to get paid, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to get some money. Y'all want to hear this old story I'll tell you. So, So
cut the check.
She was a victim. She was used there, you know what I'm saying? For the agenda that the people there, that she say Doug Kaplan,
and Don Wallace, which is essentially SHAN Rose.
Yes. Yes. Let me see if I can get
And
that. I got
I wonder what day, that was done and what time, to see if Don was actually working for the city at that time, whether he was actually on the clock working for the city at that time.
wow. Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, he has a history of, just doing unscrupulous stuff for Shan. Because Regina caught him that time.
Yeah.
While he's on the city's dime, he's out there doing unscrupulous things for Shan. It just shows you the character of Shan. A lot of people really just don't realize, a lot of people ask me, man, what's the big deal with Shan? And man, Shan is just a really, really unscrupulous person, and she has a lot of people fooled, you know. And I mean, a lot of the characters, they unscrupulous just like her, like Doug Kaplan. I heard Randy say he knew Doug Kaplan from, a while back, maybe about 10 years ago. But from my research on Doug Kaplan, he was very unscrupulous 10 years ago.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, oh yeah. I mean, they have certain things out about him that you can read. His background and where he comes from. I mean, I've done stuff in the timeshare business as well, in the timeshare industry. And it's a lot of unscrupulous characters in that business.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
essentially, you selling people a bad product for the most part. And a lot of times those products get sold to blacks. A lot of times whites get timeshares, but when you're dealing, with vacation packages and timeshares, there's a lot of manipulation and lying going on and cheating and
Yep.
stuff like that. And so Doug Kaplan, he comes from that background, and and he's just, he's just a bad character, bad actor. And this Shan has used him for a few years when it's come to campaigning, because he's gonna do all the dirty work. She likes to throw the rock and hide her hand. Well, Kaplan is the rock.
Randy, come on back in. Randy's saying paying her is not illegal, but man, this doesn't play well. Randy, I'm gonna disagree there. Maybe you know more about this. I say it is illegal. I think paying for that interview and the negative connotation it was presented in will fall under being illegal. Cameron, what do you think?
The act of paying her, whether well, yeah, if you think about law, you can't pay somebody to participate in something that's illegal. So if you're gonna say that the fact of creating the ad to influence the voter public is illegal, then the act of paying her to participate in it is illegal as well.
Yeah. Stacey,
Yeah.
what you think?
Boy, you don't co-sign what you say. Man, come on now. Not just because you're my cousin, but man, hold up, man. This is how we sit there dissecting it, and the judge way smarter than we are. You see what you can't beat common sense, like my brother just said. Come on now. That's like me, cuz you my first cousin. Man, you send me there, that is like sending you there.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're officially, like I say, he's officially her camp. What is it? What is his official title there, Cameron?
Who's official title?
Mr. Wallace.
He's her aide. He works.
So,
But see, the distinction between him and her, he works for her office and he works for her, but he's an actual city employee. He's not paid by her. He's paid by the city. So he's actually falls
wow.
under. Everybody falls under the mayor, Buddy Dyer, but he's a city employee.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Shan Rose isn't a city employee.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Hold on, I'm trying to look something up real quick. I thoroughly believe that it's illegal, the act that happened there. And worst case scenario, it's a terrible look for Shan Rose and her campaign.
Yeah, from a moral standpoint, because you're supposed to be an elected official, you can't do what lay people like I could do. You know what I'm saying? Because guess
Yeah.
what? You held at a higher regard.
She directed a city employee to participate in the making of that film. That's what she did. She does that. That's what she does. She's that black hand that's gonna be, you know, directing. And but you know, one thing, she leaves her fingerprint on everything. See, she don't know how to really use that black hand and not leave her fingerprint on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's what her problem is. You know,
Yeah,
she
the
know how to
rookie.
use the black hand now, but she
Yeah,
don't know how to do it and not leave her fingerprint on the on you know, on
yeah.
the scene.
She's still in the minor leagues. She's an
Yeah,
amateur.
yeah.
All right, let me read the statute here real quick.
And that's what's gonna eventually be the downfall. You know, her fingerprints is gonna be all over everything.
I really think when the judge bringing everybody, all participating parties, somebody
Oh
gonna break.
yeah, they gonna tell too. That part
Yeah,
too. They gonna tell.
exactly. When they talking about felonies and jail time, prison time, boy, you already know what time it is, my brother.
Yeah,
Come on
yeah.
now.
Musical chairs time. Hey, hey, they gonna say take a seat or take a goddamn bed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know?
Hey, first one squeal, get the deal.
Yeah,
It's on y'all. I'm gonna leave the room. Y'all, when I come back in here, let me know
yeah.
what y'all want to do.
Mm-hmm. Hey, first one told, the rest bowls and rolls. You have to have bowls and rolls in the morning, goddammit. You know what I mean? If a candidate knowingly pays someone to publish false statements that harm an opponent's reputation, this can be civil defamation, publishing false statements that damage a person's reputation, using defamatory or misleading information to influence votes can escalate into criminal election offenses.
Exactly.
There you go,
Randy.
Yeah, Randy. That
There you have it.
misleading information, which I would think this would fall in those, can lead to criminal elections offenses. Stacey, go ahead.
Keep reading. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Statute: false information to voters. Florida Statute 104.047 prohibits intentional spreading false or misleading information to affect the voting behavior. Paying people to spread defamatory content. If a candidate hires or pays others to spread lies, conspiracy to violate election law, aiding and abetting election misconduct, coordinated this.
Boy.
Yeah. So, federal crimes, if any of the material travels through social media, email, text, interstate, oh, goddamn.
Oh,
Interstate servers, which
it was all on social media.
the following fella, hey, come on now, goddamn. Hey, I ain't got to do all this. I'm sure the judge smarter than me. I just play smart on the internet. You know what I mean? The chief judge is smart. You know what I mean? They'll get it to the proper authorities and say, hey, you know what? Shit, it went on the internet. That's federal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey, it ain't looking good for SHAN Rose at this point. Like I say, the evidence is out there, and people who were calling it frivolous and crying, according to this document right here, the judge strongly disagrees. This is the hearing notice saying that, hey, damn what y'all talking about.
We want to see you.
Yeah, come on down here, and like I said, the strip club, put it on the floor. You know what I mean? I won't see nothing in your pocket and nothing in your hand. The whole say the money ain't worth shit if it ain't on the floor. You know what I mean? And to make it even worse, and we wrapping it up, y'all. Make it even worse. This right here is the order where the big boss, the HNIC, the Honorable Lisa Munyon, the highest judge in Orlando, told Margaret Scriber, hold on, little baby, good job. I'm gonna take it from here. You know what I'm saying? This shit done got real. I'm gonna take it from here. Now, for this to continue, and the big judge come out, somebody gonna have to answer. If SHAN don't have the answer, Regina gonna have to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? because the big dog is on the case now. And goddamn it, why did I waste the whole day here today? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing here today? You know what I'm saying? And you know, to
But
start
it's
my year
just
off with this bullshit.
it's just my opinion. I really think Regina's going to claim us chair back
Yeah,
because it's like she's a feel good story. She went through all of this here, but as you see, she's getting vindicated at every step. And I
yeah,
think what God is using her, this is me now. This is me. I just actually think God using her like, okay, cool. No matter what you go through at the end, I'm gonna make sure you good. That's just me
yeah,
personally. I just really believe it's gonna be a feel good story at the end.
yeah.
That's
Say
just me.
this is incredible. And Cameron, you probably agree. It's incredible that even with all the adversity facing Regina, losing the election on the face of things, and then this boom, where the fuck this come from? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like you say,
But
Stacey got
but God, but God,
COD.
but
Yeah,
God. I just actually think she's. I'm sorry Regina went through what she had to go through, but sometimes God, we just a vessel. It's just
mhm.
me, higher power, God, Buddha, what you believe in. I actually think he just used this as an example. Like no matter what you go through in life, I got you. And I really think she's gonna be victorious. That's just me now. I could be dead
Amen.
wrong.
Amen, Stacey. That, damn it. You sound like your granddaddy. You know,
but the
now go
one
get
thing
drunk.
the, 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 the
Go
one
ahead,
thing that
Cameron.
the one thing that I want to say is, I think that this should be an example, for the District 5 residents, and not only just District 5 residents, but blacks in general, to see the importance of, sticking behind, you know, uh, an elected official like Regina, because, Regina's really for the people. I mean, I can't really fathom how, District 5 allowed a person from outside of their community to come in and just take just get into this position. And this Shan's not going to have the best interests of the community, and they should have they should have seen that over the last 16 17 months, that and just I mean, what just happened during the classic is just a small example of how that community's or our community, because I'm a part of that community, is going to be treated under someone like Shan Rose. I mean, the police just had a field day. It was just, I mean, they've done some horrible things in the past, but what they just did this classic was just it was just uncalled for. And as presidents, it had never been done that hard before. And I think they said that Shan came out and said some things about it, but they know how weak Shan is when it comes to the people, and how unattached she is from those citizens on the west side. And so they can do those things. The police chief knows that and whatnot. And for real, I believe that Shan really kind of backs that kind of stuff. She has no ties to that community, so she don't really care that much about them. She's self-serving, and she's dealing with uh 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 uh, a whole different resident of District 5, and the business owners, and some of those aren't
Yeah,
actually residents and stuff. So I mean, it's important, man. Obviously, everybody didn't show up for Regina. Regina's always showed up for everybody, and they didn't show up for her. But they need to really pay attention to this. And uh I would have thought they would have done it when they had a second chance, but now it looks like they may get a third chance. But they really need to pay attention to this, and they really need to show up.
yeah. And that's good shit. Hey, Cameron, I want to bring you back. I want to discuss on probably Monday or Tuesday. I want to discuss some of that stuff that happened over the past weekend involving those police things as